Arsenal FC vs Newcastle United 12.3.2012 SelMcKenzie Selzer-McKenzie. Author D.Selzer-McKenzie. My tip: win for Arsenal. The last duel of the 28th round of the English Premier League should offer us much excitement, since 1 to the 4th put Arsenal FC and this 1 6th put Newcastle United meet. The team from Newcastle is behind only 5 points on the Londoners. The hosts at present are in a much better form and will play on victory for certain in front of fans of their own. They would take revenge for the last year's defeat against the Magpies in the stadium of their own, with that while their 2 duels ended with a draw in Newcastle. The beginning, 12.3.2012, 21. We must emphasize that the charges of the coach have credited even 5 victories less in consequence against Newcastle before these 3 direct duels, though. It is primarily interesting that in these duels has given many goals almost always, and therefore surprises the fact still more, since in their last direct duel no one has given goals in August last year. Of course this has to be expected. Hardly on Monday evening, 8 pieces in this have Emirate Stadium obtained the hosts in the last 3 duels even 10 goals especially, of this. In the Championship they have a 5-2 victory they celebratedly. Lasting celebrated a 3-0 victory against the Italian master AC Mailand last Tuesday and all their league, but it nevertheless did not suffice in the context of the round before the quarter-final of the Champions to move into the next round, because the Milanese have obtained a goal more in the first leg against the Hotspurs after a great turn. Some have coach thought that he has been extremely satisfied with the game of his boys and that they were not discouraged by the delay of 4 goals from the first leg at all. They must have traced devote themselves to the Championship at most, where to for Siegen in sequence only still 4 points and the delay on the third party put line now. Of course her self-confidence has climbed considerably after the 2-1 away win against Liverpool. The top scorer of the Premier League van has primarily got even more self-confident Persia because it has obtained the victory hit in the additional time. Some probably will not coach carry out any changes in comparison with this match, particularly since the defensive players Mertesacker and Santos as well as the midfield players Wilshere, Diaby, Diaby, Ramsey and Coquelin still are injured. Expected list: Arsenal, Szczesny, Sagna, Koscielny, Vermeulen, Gibbs, Song, Rosicky, Walcott, Benayoun, Gervinho, Van Persia. Unlike the Londoners, the players have not credited any victory from Newcastle since 3 rounds. They've primarily disappointed in the last 2 rounds and although have brought in only draws as against Wolverhampton and Sunderland at home. In front of that they needed a debacle the trace in the away game against Salford, in which they collected a 5-0 defeat, so that they need a good result urgently to restore the self-confidence. It has to be hardly expected, though, that she will come the Arsenal FC, which extremely offensively and goal-richly plays to a good result heated up against in the duel, in which the defence seems not too safe of the Magpies. 8 collected goals against confirm this very well in the last 3 duels. Aggravating is additionally that the go-getters of Newcastle in the duel against Sunderland the last half hour had a player more on the place and they did not make use of this advantage. They have led against the Wolves with 2-0 but in the game finish they have made a mess of this leadership. Of course coach was Pardew extremely acidically after this game, but he announced that he will play with the same start 11 in the duel against Arsenal. Of course from Senegal, Dembaba Dadis is expected by the Storm duo that it happens to game in this. The defender Stephen Taylor, the midfield player Marvis as well as the go-getters Best, Lovenkrantz and Sami Amiabi will be cancelled. Expected list: Newcastle, Kroll, Simpson, Coloxini, Williamson, Sanclay, Taylor, Cabaye, Teote, Gutierrez, Dembaba, Dadis. The Londoners are into the league in this meeting exclusively on victory play to champions. We, however, must emphasize that the team does not stay by chance on the 6th position in the league from Newcastle after 4 master shaft victories in consequence as well as the victory against AC Mailand, so that we can expect a solid resistance and at least a hit of this team. Since the Londoners play traditionally very offensively, we can expect an attractive and primarily efficient game.